Alright folks, this is Kage, DQT coming at you as usual. Although today I'd like to talk about a couple of different things. Uh, there's been some doom and gloom, some beef going on lately. There's other things in terms of people just don't seem to be happy with the update. I mean, sure, a lot of people should be. Some people I don't know why they're not. And I will be the first one to say this. Yeah, my perspective is going to be on the other end of the fucking spectrum. I mean, I've grinded out this game pretty intensely. I've done a lot. I've come close to the ceiling, probably closer than anybody else that's even humanly thought was even possible. We got within like 100 and something, duplicates for Awakenings to get all the story units done. So, yeah. Uh, here's the thing. Here's something some advice that I'm gonna give you that I've got to that point before in some games. I've gotten there. I've maxed out everything. And all that was left is just some emptiness at that point. It's weird. I know this. I personally know this, that if I manage to get somewhere and, I max everything out, get everything done, and get everything upgraded, I'm fucking bored of the game. I'll move on. I'll quit. So I try and find games where I can still have that pursuit because I enjoy. I mean, it is a rush for me to try, max out as many things as possible, grind out levels. That's what I personally enjoy. And to try and see if I can get there, but at the same time, if I get there, I'm like a dog who catches a car. We don't know what the fuck to do with it at that point. I'm like, oh, well, I'm done. I'm good. So, on one hand, you got Chase Gaming, Mr. Grumps. I do like him. He's a condescending prick. I'm a condescending prick, so I see eye to eye to him with a lot of things. But, there's a lot of doom and gloom there. And then on the other hand, you got Big Shark, who, well, literally did a drive-by on Chase and then walked off into the sunset. So I can't have them here to defend themselves, so I've just brought representations of them. So in this corner, you've got Chase, who doesn't really show up too well because of the green screen, I suppose. He's here. Wow, he's not really going to show up very well at all. He shows up even worse as we get closer, which is weird because he's yellow. And then you've got Big Shark Gaming, who might as well be Wobble Fett in this case. You got Grumpy Khan and you got Big Shark Gaming. He's a jokester. He takes himself seriously, but he is a jokester. Telling people to keep all their herbs and not use them and other things here. It's great in theory. As a free-to-play player, you want to save up your stock and things of that nature. Don't spend on gems. Well, that's great, but how many of those people who didn't use any stam actually had like a Max Awakening Green Dragon, a Max Awakening Kig Bubble Slime, Max Awakening Harmful, and other units that some of them are being used in Arena, some of them were used for EX fights. I don't know those numbers, and I can't tell you those things because I've never tried to not use stam to get those units. I know what I had to put into it to get them, and if somebody could have gotten those things Max Awakened without spending stam, more power to you. But to tell people, that's the way to play. If you want to hoard stam, you want to do that, great, But everything has a price. Everything has a price to be paid. If you hoard those materials in terms of the stam and other things and you don't use them at the right times, you can get burned by them. You can get burned by them very easily. Like, people just hold them off, waiting for that right event, waiting for certain things. And, meanwhile, they're letting tome events pass them by. They're letting, rank up material events pass them by. And they're just holding on to these things. Like, right now is probably one of the best times ever to use those materials because you have all these different events that you can farm at once. It's not, you can get the rank ups and the tomes right now and get those knocked out. Yeah, I know, gold's a problem. Okay, well, here's a bigger problem. If everybody managed to have enough gold to max out everything and to not worry, orb up every unit, you'd probably have the exact same teams for everybody. Everybody would be able to get every unit they want done, and it would make gold meaningless. And then it would be, you'd be like, well, what do we do now? What can we complain about, We as players, it's hard for developers to take us seriously because half the time we say one thing, we mean another, and then we go in a third direction. Like, a lot of people should be fucking ecstatic right now. We've gotten more content than we ever thought we would get in a short amount of time. Like, within 90 days, we've gotten tons of content, like plenty of events. The rank 6, yeah, I mean, I know, hey, my gripe with it at first was two things, and, well, they both got solved, so I'm kind of glad I didn't do a video on it, because my main gripe was, hey, this is too soon, I want to do the rank ups again, I want to get some more materials and stockpile, because I need to still stockpile even at my level. And the other one was, with them only releasing a couple levels of hard mode, how am I going to rank up certain units because the materials aren't there? Well, they gave us 50 of each material for the special hard mode, so we were able to rank up certain units. Not every unit. There's definitely, I've got units sitting back that aren't going to be ranked up until their respective stages open up and I can farm those materials. And they, went ahead and they did the rank up again. So, I mean, there's a debate on the orbs. There's a debate in terms of, will we get enough orbs to make it actually matter for the units and things of that nature. And I keep a wait-and-see mentality. I mean, if it doesn't come out, then, hey, by all means, if you want to jump on them at that point. We don't know what Dragon Quest IV is going to bring in terms of the orbs. Yeah, you got to pay to get them. Well, we've been having to pay since day one to get a majority of the orbs to get an edge on things. That's one of the few things in this game that they actually did a good job monetizing, because if they didn't, I mean, that's a big chunk of the game that nobody's going to even, spend on. Like, if they didn't sell these orbs and we were just getting free ones, or they were farmable, which, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, well, I wish I could farm these, irises and S4 to S5 my units, and now S5 to S6 them. Well, the game's got to make money somehow, because we still don't know how Dragon Quest of the Stars died. We still have no idea what the culprit was. If it was a content issue, if it was a lack of listening from developers, if it was just general negativity with people thinking the game was gonna, go under. Yeah. And I kind of wish I knew more about that community, more about what happened, because again, I've only heard bits and pieces, and it's a good inside track to how this game could go. You take a look at the predecessors, you see what happened, and you want to know how it got to that point and what you could do to avoid it. Well, if the simple thing was just keeping the community's morale high and everybody was just doom and gloom, well, they had a part in killing that game. Because, I mean, if you watch 4 out of 8 creators, or 4 out of whatever, how many people are on here, and like 3 of them are all telling you that, this game's going to die at some point, you're not likely to spend any money on the game. You're not likely to even stay invested in the game at that point. I mean, even if it's just, 1 or 2 people, I don't know. I just don't. It's just one of those things. If you really like this game, if you really care about this game, you're doing the game a disservice by just bashing it. Because there's plenty of people in the comments who are going to bash this game. There's plenty of people on the Discord who are going to, do the whole doom and gloom scenario, and leave it to them. And if if those people actually want to get on here and make a channel and do that themselves, more power to them. But you shouldn't be a mouthpiece for all the negativity in terms of the game and its performance, because you'll be that same person 6 months down the line going, well, you see, guys, I told you the game was going to shut down. Told you. Well, yeah, you played a fucking part in that, bro. That's how that goes. That's exactly how that goes. And, I call it like it is. I'm not the type of guy who's going to get on here, and I'm not going to placate to people. I'm not going to be nice or to build an audience. I'm going to tell you exactly how I fucking feel. And if you don't like it, blow me. Yeah. Sucks, but... So, yeah. So, in that regards, let's move on to something else here now. What I really like to see in this game, and to be honest, it is completely 100% fucking selfish. I would like to see guilds in this game, friends list, community, something. And people may ask, well, why? You don't really seem like the type of guy who want friends and other things on here. Well, I'd like my wife to play this game at some point. And my wife loves a game with a community. She doesn't want to go to Discord for the community. She doesn't want to go to Reddit. She wants the community inside the game. She'd like to be able to chat with people while playing the game. Like, very simple game we used to play, The Walking Dead. We had guilds in that game. You had in-game chat, so we would chat with people, and she played that game for months with me. And she's not really a big gamer at all, but she stayed around, played that game because of the community. And if you can build a community inside the game, you're going to have more people playing that game. And the longer they play that game, the more likely they are to spend money. Now, we do need to have some sort of purpose for this guild. I have talked to Malcolm before about this, and it's like, well, we need some sort of objective, something to put into the game itself in terms of building around that system. Well, I mean, people want more gold, they want more rewards and things along that nature. Well, one good way to get them would be to set up a guild, set up guild objectives, and give rewards based off of team building exercises and things of that nature. People making good use of the whales in the game, making good use of some stronger people. A lot of successful games have that system, and it works. It works to keep people invested in the game and keep them there longer. And I really think we should have this in the game. Now, will we get it before Japan? If Japan ever gets it, probably not. Realistically, it is something that I think it's been whispered about before, how they would execute or what they would do with it. But I'm hoping at some point they do add this and they bring it over here, because, I mean, we can just do so much with that. You could have so many different ways to implement raids and other content, and people who come into like these events late, like Zoma EX has always been a good example of, well, people didn't have a lot of time to prep for that ability or that fight. Well, if you were able to use friends in game to help you clear those matches, even if it's just borrowing a unit of theirs to help with it, and they get like some sort of points or something towards rewards every time you use their characters, and they get incentive for helping you. Well, they get something out of it. You don't have to stress about getting that icon or that fight done. It's not a bad system. But of course, people are going to be like, well, why do you need guilds in this game? Well, you know what? Why not? What's the harm in it? You guys, you want your extra goodies. You cry for more gold. You cry for more this and that. Well, there should be some sort of other system involved to get those things if you want them. Like, we should have something that makes sense, that makes more people come play the game, and that should be, the guild system. That's something that I would love to see in the game. So that's my main thing I would love to see in this game. Battle passes have been talked about before. Platt, Law have brought them up. I would love to see battle passes in this game, even if it's $10 for a month to do it. It's more things to do in game, because when you do get battle roads done, when you do get things ranked up, when you do get certain fights taken care of, the amount of things you do starts to diminish, and you don't go back to those things. There's no reason to. Well, if there was a reason to go back and do like a random battle road, like, there's just so many things you could do here. Like, hey, let's say you have to go back and complete like Battle Road 5 with only F rank characters, or you have to do like a story mission with only 3 different units or something. There's just so many things you could do, so many challenges you could add to just add layers onto the battle pass, and not just make it a generic, grind X stages, kill X mobs, like the Tact card, to make the Tact card still have some kind of value, although I feel like the Tact card could use a little bit more to it too. But yeah, there's just things here to do. So, do I think this game's going to die in 6 months? Probably not. Realistically, if I thought this game was going to go under, if I even had an inkling that it would drop in 6 months, you wouldn't see me here anymore. I'd be working on, playing another game, building an audience somewhere else, doing something else at that point. So for even people to think that the game's going to die in 6 months, but they'll still get on YouTube, they'll still do videos and other stuff, it's like, well, bro, what the fuck are you still doing here? Like, you think this game's going to go, it's like, pack your bags, go. You're either in or you're out. That's just how it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you folks. Just, try and do what you can to help build this game up in any way, shape, or form. Like, I know I should probably do some more guides personally to, get some more stuff out there to help people clear some content or something. I should do more of it. I'm working on 1 or 2 here or there, but, I'm dragging my feet on it a little bit, because I don't like putting out a video if it's highly based off of RNG, because the last thing I want to see is you guys grinding, 2-3 hours trying to get that clear that I got. Like, I don't want you to replicate that. Like, there was a couple of fights I'm not going to name any names, Jack's Gaming, with a pyramid fight that was like at one point where you had to do, a whole bunch of crazy stuff just to get the one clear. And I looked at that and I'm like, fuck, well, I'm not going to go back and do that for you guys. Sorry, because I had Queen Slime, I just popped through it. But, I mean, it was fucking awful. Like, people were like, well, I spent, half a day trying to do this. And so, no. But other than that, folks, I mean, I don't think this game's going anywhere. I'm curious to see how they play with the event, see what they do. I mean, we've got that nice roadmap. We'll see if they stick to it. That's the only place I'd ever be a pessimist is with roadmaps. I've seen so many games do them before, and I'm sure things will go smoothly, but I don't know. Just too many games where roadmaps just didn't happen. Anthem being one of the better ones in that regards, and Fallout 76 and a couple others. But yeah, so we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going to happen. I'll be throwing some stuff out. I'll be doing my Twitch arenas, and let's just look towards the future for this game, and hopefully we can get some more people to play. Keep joining the Discord. Keep working towards the game, and just play the game at your own pace. Find your goals. Find what you want to do in this game, and do it to the best of your ability. And if anybody else tries to get you to deter you from that, tell them to kick rocks. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining. I will see you next time. Take it easy. Peace out.